Hello, I am Faris Fiqran and this is my story. I actually from Musang, Kelantan, which is the town that I grew up, which is a very rural area located in Kelantan. And I went to a high school located in Terengganu, which is Sekolah Menengah Imtiaz Yayasan Terengganu Besut. And for my SPM, I actually secured 11A. And after that, how it actually began for me to get into MMU is when I secured a sponsorship program under YTP Mara, which is I get to continue my study in creative multimedia course in MMU. But then for me, the transition between a public school to a private university is a very huge transition for me, which is causes a lot of troubles for me back then when I was about to choose which university actually suits me. And then during that time, I actually secured UIA for my UPU place, which is my first choice during that time. And it was a very big denial for me because as for someone who actually came from east part of Malaysia, which especially in Kelantan, people that actually have that kind of mindset where if you scored your SPM with a very high achievement, you need to continue study in engineering, in medical, in accounting. But then for me, I actually have my vision to score in my SPM to secure any sponsorship or scholarship for me to continue my study in whatever course that I have passion in. But then it was a very big problem for me to deal with my family, especially to convince them that MMU is actually a good choice. But then during that time, I was so lucky because there was this one series organized by MMU, which is on their Instagram Live. So during that time, because it was during COVID and it was during the lockdown, so we can't go out. Our university started with online session, and I joined the Instagram Live every night, every day, and I asked a lot of questions from one of the staff in MMU, which is Brohan. And I think that session really helped me a lot to understand more about MMU because I do have that kind of mindset. What if I get into private university and everything is a whole new thing for me and it would take time for me to adapt to the environment? But then, Alhamdulillah, I think that session really helped me a lot to convince my parents as well. And then, long story short, I get into MMU. So I did my foundation in creative multimedia, moving up to degree. Now I'm taking bachelor's degree in virtual reality in my final year, final semester. And Alhamdulillah, I would say there is no regret since day one up until today, which is my final semester, because I think MMU has not only shaped my academic and also my extracurricular, but MMU has also helped me to shape my own personality to become who am I today. Alright, so now let us talk about my journey in MMU, and I'm going to divide this into each year of my study, which is foundation year, first year, second year, and third year. So during my foundation year, it was my adjusting year to adapt myself to how the university lifestyle works. So during that moment, I joined a lot of events as the committee, and I was part of the high committee for University Peer Group Club, which is from that experience, I gained so many new knowledge to see how to conduct an event in university, to gain new connection, gain new friends from staff, both international and local staff, as well as my friends and colleagues when I was working for that event. And from that foundation, moving up to my first year of degree in virtual reality, I was elected as the Student Welfare Division SWD for the Student Representative Council SRC Term 22-23, which is from that experience, I get to deal more with the management, with both internal and external committees that is part of MMU or outsiders itself. And from that foundation also, I think I get to familiarize myself more with the volunteering program, which is, I remember that time, I get the opportunity to direct an event called Titian Harapan, which is we did an orphanage program at Rumah Bakti Nur Ain Bangi. And because I know we are all from creative multimedia courses, so for the orphanage, they might get less chance to be exposed with this industry. So I took the initiative to go there, and then we introduced whatever the courses we have in MMU, and then they get to experience even the VR simulation developed by MMU students, all the animations, they get to learn every inch of it. moving up to my second year, I started to venture into public speaking, which is I mainly specialize in Malay public speaking, such as pidato, sajak, and from that, Alhamdulillah, I managed to bring over more than 20 victories to MMU. And such, the highlight that I can mention is that when I won the champion for the Pertandingan Pidato Expo Buku Malaysia that was held in Melaka. And apart from that, I was also Johan for Sayembara Deklamasi Puisi Sains Teknologi 2024, which is something that doesn't only represent me, myself, as someone who is into this part or this industry, but it also represents MMU as it was part of the technology public speaking. Apart from that, from my second year, moving or transitioning to my final year, I started to join a lot of innovation and also digital application development program. And some of the highlight is when I won the gold medal for InventX 2024. Apart from that, me and my team also achieved the KL edition winner for Sense Art Game Jam Laut, which is we secured a €1,000 grant by the French Embassy to further develop the game. And one of the most notable achievement I can mention is that when me and my team, we won the grand winner, the special award winner, the gold award winner, and also the first place for the most popular booth in the DICE 2.0, which is we managed to beat all the university, both private and public universities across Malaysia. And then from all that achievement, I recently get acknowledged by MDEC, Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation, for their MDEC PDTI Program Award, which is I was awarded as the Most Outstanding Student Award, which is I got mentioned by the Deans of Faculty of Creative Multimedia. This is actually the first achievement of MMU in that annual prestigious award since the first time we ever joined MDEC PDTI program. Alright, so recently I was so lucky to have all the support from my peers, the staff, my lecturers, and everyone in MMU, so that I got the chance to be the champion and also the People's Choice Award for the Trophy Public Speaking Competition, which is an international level public speaking organized by University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, where from that competition, I managed to beat all the participants from postgraduate studies from the other countries and bring the champion to MMU. And from that competition, it was actually my first time of doing English public speaking, because as someone from Kelantan, I always have that kind of insecurities, people say, to speak in Kelantan, because to be honest, previously in my first year and my foundation year of studies, when I started to speak in English, people would definitely make fun of me. People would say, oh, your pronunciation is incorrect, whatever you are saying is not in standard English. So I was very embarrassed to speak in English back then. But then I think now I managed to prove to everyone that used to make fun of me that whatever they used to talk about back then is actually a motivation for me to grow myself further up and prove that I can bring this global award champion to MMU. And during my final year now, I am doing my final year project, which is we are doing a gamified virtual reality experience to preserve Malaysia's wow heritage. And Alhamdulillah, we managed to secure a collaboration and funding from Jabatan Kebudayaan Kesenian Negara, which is a total funding of 100k and above. And this is actually something that is close to me, because as someone from Kelantan, actually for my FYP, we get to choose a lot more teams such as MMUverse, medical, but then I intentionally choose the traditional team because I know in Kelantan we have so many cultural heritage that we should preserve. And one of it is WOW, which is something that I chose, the subject matter I chose for my FYP. And I think because I'm studying virtual reality technology in MMU and I am originally from Kelantan, and this is the right moment for me to leverage both the technology that I'm studying and also to preserve the culture and also the heritage of WOW that our ancestors been keeping it since years up until today. And finally, my hope to each and every single one of you that is watching now, I hope that you can be someone who can achieve more than whatever I achieve now. Because just put it in yourself, without sacrifice, there can be no victory. Whatever people say about you, just keep moving forward. Let them sit and sing, but now you can wait and win. Thank you.